The Amelia and Posher journeys are finally here, so let's talk a little bit about what changes on the meta, what changes on the tier list, and if it's worth for main compose players to get the journey for Amelia or the press main players to get the Posher journey. So that said, hello degenerates, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic is going to be the two new journeys added to the game. They were added 2-3 hours ago, and I got both of them to A2. I usually never go for the A3 because it tends to be already pretty expensive going for the A2, so that's a good stopping point. Now, Sefhi, is it worth the TLDR getting any of them? No. For most players, these are journeys you will get as time goes by. Nothing changes. I'm gonna open both of them in here so we can talk a little bit about them. But the tier list, as you can see, Amelia is a T2, Posher is a T3, and if I put the journey ratings, Amelia stays in T2, Posher stays in T3. Nothing changes in here. The Celine item can be justified to go up one tier because of the comparison with Rude, since both of them are pretty similar and the extra combat power makes sense to move her up. But when it comes to Amelia and Posher, not so much. So let's talk a little bit about both of them, what's going on, and what I don't recommend pulling for them. As usual, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel if you like Trickcal, Nikke, and other gacha games. And let's jump into this. So, Amelia, what is her kit based on? Pretty simple, electrocution. Freshman skill, puts electrocution, does some damage. Senior skill, stun, electrocution, some damage. Passive skill, electrocution just will be applied also randomly every 10 seconds to an enemy, and the normal attack, her enhanced version, has even more electrocution. A lot of the composed characters can deal more damage based on electrocution as well, and they are it's one of their main mechanics. Obviously there is not enough characters yet to take advantage of it fully, but it's a gimmick that you will see on future composed characters as well, right? So that is her kit. It's super basic kit. Now, her journey makes this even better because, as usual, first start and last start is just stats for the characters, right? First start being side one being max HP, physical attack, crit hit, critical damage. The third start, instead of being just pure stats, increases SP recovery per second for back row allies. 4 SP recovery per second. This is pretty nice for raids. The extra SP is always welcome, and also increases physical attack and crit rate, right? And then the second start, the A2, which is where we get the new passive, increases the enhanced attack cast rate, increases the normal attack damage on enemies inflicted with electrocution, and the passive skill goes from 1 enemy to 3 targets with that passive now, right? So your passive skill, instead of applying only to 2 targets right here, you can keep enhancing this and it will actually be 3 instead of 2, right? I thought it was 1, but it's 2. So from 2 to 3 targets, pretty nice. So it's a decent journey, it's a damage improvement for her, but at the moment, considering that there is not that many characters in the composed team that will be able to fully take advantage of electrocution, and Amelia is not an hyper carry, it's not something you need to worry about for now. Again, it is an improvement on her kit, it is an improvement on her damage. I like it. Sadly, the only place where I can be testing right now is 27.9, which is huge combat power deficit, so I cannot really fully see everything until the next raid, which is, by the way, tomorrow. Tomorrow you guys will get a video with the raid team as usual, and we can further test a lot of the journeys that have been recently released, right? Which is pretty nice. That's for Amelia, right? A great journey, or a decent journey that improves her damage and utility or synergy with all of the electrocution she provides. It's a journey, like I said earlier, I would not pull for it. I would just wait naturally until you get it over time. Now let's move into Posher. Posher has been a staple for the press teams because on release there were no other option for heals, but her kit kinda sucks for PvE. So she's a healer that only heals on her freshman, and it's completely random because she has 3 potions, so RNG for that. Her passive, it's a nice reducing incoming damage from skill attacks, and her normal attack is just more damage. Now her senior skill is it will apply a mutate. As you can see, it transforms 1 enemy into a potato, right? Now, her kit, like I said, is a decent support if you don't have anything else, but obviously Hilde is our main healer because she's just way better, provides like actual heals rather than pure RNG until she decides to throw a green potion. Now, the Posher Yearning is an interesting one because it's not impressive, like at all. We're talking about increased beaters max HP, magic attack, crit and crit damage, pretty good. The third star increases critical hit resistance of and critical damage resistance for all allies, right? And then the second star is, after using the freshman skill, recovers SP for back row allies and adds one more target for her senior skill mutate. This is 20 to 50 SP recovered, which is pretty nice anytime you use your freshman skill. This is actually decent if you remain the press for the characters that you can have right now on the back row. If we're talking about global back row and we're going into the press, mostly for your Ashur and your Shion. Both of them can take advantage of this for their skills, right? Shion obviously more, but Ashur is a pretty good DPS. So both of them can take advantage of this. But that's the only thing that's good. Like, you literally are getting it for that rather than the mutate. Now, the extra mutate, the extra potato, that can be good for PvP, but I don't personally do PvP. I'm not gonna be giving opinions on that, right? I think it can be useful, but you guys know I don't touch PvP outside of my free gems. So, once again, even worse than Amelia in the sense of not worth to pull for it, but it's an improvement on her kit when you get it naturally. So these are two yearnings that, like most of the standard characters, or some of them have been getting them, not worth to pull. You just wait, and over time you will be getting them, as long as you're farming your clone factory or just getting off banners while you pull in the gacha. Which, by the way, now it's actually worth farming the clone factory, and we'll talk about this week or next week. I'll make an updated guide on star candy usage, because now it's actually efficient to get some of your certificates in here so you can save pulls. So that's basically everything for both Posher and Amelia. Both of their yearnings have been updated on the website. You guys have the descriptions and the skill levels all the way to 15, alright? And that's it for both of them. Nothing changes on the tier list or the recommendations or how to build them for now. Next week we're getting a new character, and that should be a little bit better and more interesting than just the yearnings for the standard characters. That said, as usual, we are live every single day. You guys have all of the guides updated on the website lootandwaifus.com. Good luck with your pool and your rates, and I'll see you on the next one.